Alright guys, sorry, it looks like we lost you there for a second. We are turning around and heading back into camp.
So, yes.
They're in camp.
They are in camp. Okay, so this is official, everybody. We have over 30 snowmobiles in camp. They are right there by Crow Creek Nation in back where my tent has been. Oh my gosh.
They're in the camp.
They're in the camp. They're in the camp on the south side.
Oh my god.
They're running a perimeter. So they are back there right next to the horse stables and Crow Creek. And you can just see them running formations all around the perimeter of camp. So this is by far the closest that they've ever been.
See if I can try to zoom in to show you guys where they're at right now. This is going to be a little bumpy, I'm sorry. They are in the camp. They're in the camp.
They're in the camp. They're in the backside of camp.
It looks like they're going more south. Towards the end of Rosebud down there, but now they're kind of all stopping out here in this field back behind what is that, One Nation camp?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. But essentially the area between Turtle Island and Sacred Stone. They're coming in at a very close perimeter, but they were back there by the horse stables and where Crow Creek Nation was set up. And
I wonder if everybody knows what's going on back here.
Ask them.
Hey guys, so they're in the camp right now.
They're in the back.
In the back camp. There's about 15, 16 snowmobiles
Yeah.
back by the horses. Back there.
They're back there. Yeah, full on.
Just be aware.
That was crazy to see them so close like that from the highway. Most people down here
wouldn't even notice.
In the camp,
you can't see.
Didn't have that vantage point of perspective. So that was just Dean and Ernesto, and you know, they're down here live streaming or whatever. And
we need to try to get in touch with people at Sacred Stone and let them know that they're coming back that way.
Yeah, let people, if you guys can, let people at Sacred Stone know that those snowmobiles are headed that way towards them. Sacred Stone is right here on the hill. Those buildings that you can see right where my finger is pointed, that's Sacred Stone. So when those snowmobiles came in here from the left and went towards the right, they are headed towards Sacred Stone, possibly. Let's see. But being up there on Highway 1806 for that second gave us that vantage point of being able to look down into seeing how they ran that. Most of the people down here in the camp like we are didn't get that look into what just happened. So that tells us a lot of things about what they're capable of as far as entering the camp in a moment's notice. They were right back here by the horse stables. They ran in very close. So it looks like there's some people out here that are probably watching this as well. That's the closest, so this is the closest that they've ever been in camp or have come into camp.
It looks like they've all stopped down here, maybe at this camp. Do you have binoculars in here at all?
No, I don't have binoculars. I wish I did. Okay, so let's see. It looks like they drove their snowmobiles. Can you see them at all?
No, I don't. I can't tell if it's them parked up here at this camp or not. Do you have battery?
Yeah, I've got my external battery in my backpack. So, You know, the Morton County Police Department is running all over the Cannonball River. They're running all underneath the Backwater Bridge, yet still refuse to open up Highway 1806 or give access to the Standing Rock tribe. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I feel like they're just playing games, and now they're running drills all around the perimeter. I mean, it's harassment. It's harassment of Native Americans. I feel like it's all part of like the psychological warfare and games that they're playing.
They are headed, you can kind of see as they are headed, it looks like towards the south end.
Okay, so the snowmobiles and ATV type vehicles are headed around here from this side, and running the perimeter this way towards all these camps and sacred stone. So they're running a full, I mean, gosh, you know, I've been saying 180 degrees, but when you think about how today they came down here to the bridge to the Cannonball River, and then, you know, all the way around, all the way around, all the way around. That's like where the last child camp is, right there. So they have this perimeter from the bridge all the way around, all the way from the last child camp, all the way around to the Backwater Bridge, all the way around to Turtle Island, now all the way around to here. I mean, how many degrees are we talking now? I'm beyond 180. So now they're all the way down here to Sacred Stone. They're really almost doing a 360 degree perimeter. So, I mean, it's telling to know that that's what they're doing. It almost feels like they're attempting to, like, do you guys know what kettling is? How, like, cops will, like, kettle people, like, corral them before they arrest them. I almost feel like it's like a kettling technique where they're going to try and encircle us 100%, you know, like 360 degrees around, and then come in and arrest everybody. But the thing is across this river here, that's reservation land. That's where the Standing Rock reservation is. And so that's really not their jurisdiction. But there's a lot of things that are being questioned now, especially with the BIA coming onto LaDonna's land and arresting people, and kind of the intermixing of intentions of the different police forces that are out here. Because, you know, there is the Morton County Police Department, and there is the North Dakota National Guard, and then there's also the tribal police, the BIA. So all three of them are, I would definitely have to say, working with each other. And it's I've heard people call it collusion. It's really weird and unfortunate. And so, anyways, like, all this land is up for kind of debate. You know, there's legal stuff going on with Sacred Stone and LaDonna's land and surrounding properties and leases. I mean, what happened with the last child camp over here, you know, that was also debated as well. People were saying that it was leased and the people had permission. People were saying that it's treaty land. So, you know, people were saying it's DAPL's land, that DAPL owns it. So there are just so many questions about what land is which when I just turn, or, you know, around in this 360 degrees. But, you know, what we all do know is that it is original treaty land. You know, the Lakota were put onto this reservation within a militarized boundary and parameter, and they were enclosed on this land, and it was treaty land. And even that's being taken away from them. I mean, that's what's insane, is we further compound the multi-generational historical trauma that has been done to First Nations, Native American people all over this country with regard to treaty rights. And now we have a president here that wants to take away land rights, treaty rights, in a power move to take mineral rights. And, you know, when this land was when the Lakota and Native Americans were put onto these reservation lands, it was because these lands were worthless. They called them the Badlands because you know, they weren't very fruitful, and that's the area that Native Americans were relegated to, was kind of worthless lands. Little did they know that it was rich in oil and had that kind of value. And so that's why, you know, this presidential administration and fossil fuels in general want to disenfranchise First Nations, Native American people, and Indigenous people from around the world. And this is a global problem happening in countries all over, on every continent. So that's what this is about, is, you know, these resources being taken away from people who have already been dehumanized, who have already been historically criminalized and had all of their rights taken away from them. And so this is just another recreation, reenactment of that. And that's why we have to stand up and say, no, this is Lakota land. We need to honor the treaties. And the Morton County Police Department needs to stop acting as big oil mercenaries for Dakota Access Pipeline and Energy Transfer Partnership. That's what's going on here. These guys rolling around in their snowmobiles, they're big oil mercenaries for DAPL. I mean, the county of Morton is a corporation, and they're being paid by DAPL. And I mean, this should not be happening to Native American people in this country. This is illegal on many fronts, and everyone knows it, and that's why this is a movement. And it's sad. It's sad. And you know, at the end of the day, what we have prayer, we have ceremony, we have people's hearts breaking that are so connected to this land and these people. You know, we get upset and angered by what we see here, with this act of intimidation by the Morton County Police Department doing this and harassing people and causing alarm. And, you know, people are going to be praying tonight. People are going to be hoping that this country will finally stand up and say that we're not going to do this anymore. We're not going to let this kind of harm and cultural genocide and a continued post-traumatic stress disorder for Native Americans to continue. Should not be being terrorized. Morton County Police Department has now terrorized and created a collective post-traumatic stress disorder for First Nations people and Indigenous people around the world that have come to Standing Rock, have now all been traumatized by Morton County Police Department and the National Guard of North Dakota. And that's not what our funds should be going. There needs to be reparations. There needs to be reparations for Native Americans being treated like this in 2017, 2016, when all of this happened. These people have been shot. These people have been maced, hurt, now live in a state of heightened hypervigilance because of being surveyed, being tracked, being told that they're participating in illegal activities when what they're doing is standing on their rightful indigenous land that has only been taken from them for exploitation. So those are my thoughts on that. I love you guys. It's my rant. So I don't know, it seems like they were running drills and doing all of that. Let me see if I can get any of your... So, share the news, let people know that it's not okay that they did this. Hey there. Would you want to talk about what you saw at all, or? I'm live streaming still. Do you guys want to talk?
Yeah, I mean, like,
okay.
They're not honoring what they say. They said that you have till the 22nd, and we've been cleaning up. We've been doing the best we can to clean up. You know, a lot of you gotta understand the numbers have fluctuated from the thousands to the hundreds, and we're left here with the cleanup. And we are grateful to do this cleanup, but we were told we had up till the 22nd. And now they're riding through camp with their snowmobiles, flexing their power and terrorizing the people that's here to clean up. So we don't understand their words because they've been empty since the beginning, and that's just the plain truth. I don't apologize if you don't understand it, because this is a system that has been created to keep us enslaved, you know, and now we're seeing the results of this. They say you have up to this point in time, before that point in time comes in, they start coming in to terrorize the people and to go through reservation lands. And these are things BIA should be addressing the issues with. Instead, you have Sacred Stone and brutality from BIA, and this is, in a sad way, this is the system that we have became accustomed to, and we have allowed to take over us, and this is what we stand for. Protectors, it's not just for the water, the people of Earth, you know, it's a super, it's a situation and that we are able to change in these communities that need change, that the government has failed to address, that the government has failed to take responsibility for. And you look at us, it's down about us. We're the ones that want to go in the communities and fix the problems that the government has so just ignored. In poverty, you know, they want to keep you oppressed, but we want to help you to be free and live free with us.
Right.
So that's why we stand here, and that's why it's important that we show you that they break their own laws, they break their own words. So you got to compare the two. You got to compare the people of Earth, and you got to compare us to the system and the government. So when you take those two and you do the math on it, you have the answer, and you have a choice to make a stand where you want to make a stand.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
That is just so right on. Oh, love you. Glad you're here.
I've been back for like a week.
Good. Yeah, we're getting it together as well. So, but this isn't cool. Like you said, it's a form of terrorizing people, and it affects our consciousness and psyches, and it's a tactical thing that they're doing. It's on purpose in order to get people riled up and send a message. Right.
And it's sad that's as low as they're gonna go.
Yep, and that's why we keep it peaceful, prayerful, loving each other, all that good stuff. Okay, well, I